Hello children, we were doing problems on trigonometric uh, sums. We did last sum as cos theta, cos 2 theta, cos 4 theta, cos 8 theta, and so on. We were saying that if theta is just doubling itself, theta, 2 theta, 4 theta, 8 theta, then we found out, we had proved it, a formula for it, which is very important to remember because we'll be applying it throughout trigonometry. The formula was sine twice of the greatest angle whatever is the greatest angle. For example, if question is finishing at 8 theta, cos 8 theta, then 8 theta is the greatest angle. So twice of the greatest angle, sine of twice of the greatest angle, it will become cos 16 theta. If it is finishing 32 theta, then it will become 64 theta upon 2 into number of terms. For example, in present case, you are seeing 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 to the power 4. If n terms are there, 2 to the power n into sine of the least angle. Sine of the least angle. This is general formula which you should remember, and it can be applied directly to the questions where it is cos theta, cos 2 theta, cos 4 theta, cos 8 theta. Angles are doubling itself, or we had also said if the angles are reducing by 2/2. For example, the question is 2 to the power n cos theta, cos 2 theta, cos 4 theta, cos 8 theta, and it goes till cos to the power 2n minus 1 theta is equal to 1 if theta is, the value of theta is given as pi upon 2 to the power n plus 1. Now what will happen is 2 to the power n is extra, we'll write left hand side first. 2 to the power n, 2 to the power n cos theta, cos 2 theta, cos 4 theta, cos 2 to the power 0 theta it is. 2 to the power 0 is 1, then 2 to the power 1, then 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, and so on, and it is cos 2 to the power n minus 1 theta. So it has n terms. Number 1, it has n terms. So this can directly be written as 2 to the power n. What will we apply? Sine twice of the greatest angle. Greatest angle is 2 to the power n minus 1 theta upon 2 to the power n, 2 to the power number of terms, into sine of the least angle, sine theta. So obviously 2 to the power n, 2 to the power n from numerator and denominator will cancel with each other. This 2 to the power n, this 2 to the power n will cancel. Next step would be, it will be sine 2 to the power n theta. Why? Because 2 to the power 1 plus n minus 1, 1 will cancel, 2 to the power n theta upon sine theta. the value of theta is given to be pi upon 2 to the power n plus 1. So let us put that value, sine 2 to the power n and pi upon 2n plus 1, and sine, it will be how much? 2 to the power sine theta. It will be sine theta. It will be only sine theta, and theta value is how much? Theta value of theta is given as pi upon 2 to the power n plus 1. Now we have to simplify it. It is sine, in the numerator it is sine to the power 2n pi upon 2n plus 1 upon sine pi upon 2n plus 1. It will become actually sine to the power pi minus pi upon 2n plus 1. Pi minus 2n to the power 1 upon sine pi to the power 2n plus 1. You see, if you take it if you solve this, you will get 2n pi upon 2n plus 1. You will get that only, because 2n into pi, 2n into 1 minus what? Pi. So you will get that only. Pi minus 2n plus 1. You will get the same thing. What is that? Yeah. Yes, of course. Pi minus pi upon 2n plus 1. So it will be 2n pi plus pi minus pi upon how much? 2n plus 1. So this will cancel. You will get the same thing what you started with. So what will we get now? Sine pi minus theta is sine theta only. In second quadrant, sine is plus only, and sine pi minus theta is sine theta only. So it will be sine pi upon 2n plus 1 upon sine pi upon 2n plus 1. That will give you 1, which is right hand side. So this formula can be applied directly in case like here. You can apply directly from here to here. You can apply this formula directly. Okay. Now one more questions I want to do, and that should finish this exercise. The question is, it says 10x minus y upon 2, 10x minus y upon 2, 10x, 10z, and 10x plus y upon 2, 10x plus y upon 2 are in GP, geometric progression. They are in geometric progression. So he wants you to prove cos x is equal to cos y and cos 2z. We have to prove this. We are given that these terms are in GP. GP means the square of the middle term should be the product of the next two terms. That is according to question, according to the question, ten z whole square should be equal to the product of the two terms, the first and the third term, 10x minus y upon 2 and 10x plus y upon 2. Answer is in terms of cos. So we will convert 10 in terms of sine and cos. It will become sine z upon cos z, sine z upon cos z whole square. 10z is this, and this will become sine x minus y upon 2 cos x minus y upon 2, and this will be sine x plus y upon 2 upon cos x plus y upon 2. 2 sine A, sine B, 2 sine A, sine B, 2 cos A, cos B. If I multiply the numerator by 2 sine, it will become x minus y upon 2. It will become sine x plus y upon 2, and this will become 2 cos x minus y upon 2 and cos x plus y upon 2. If you remember, sin A plus B, sin A minus B, then cos A plus B. Cos A plus B is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, minus sin A sin B. Is that clear? That we know that. Now next other thing is cos A minus B is cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. Suppose I add 1 and 2, add 1 and 2, add 1 and 2. If you add 1 and 2, what will you get? Sin A sin will cancel. You will get what? You will get cos A plus B plus cos A minus B will be equal to 2 cos A cos B. 2 cos A cos B, which is your denominator here. 2 cos A cos B, 2 cos x minus y upon 2 and cos x plus y upon 2. So once we will add them, once we will subtract them. Now if I subtract them, what will happen? If I subtract them, what will happen is, if I subtract, suppose 1 from 2, subtract 1 from 2. So what will happen is, you will get cos A minus B minus cos A plus B, as you will get 2 sin A sin B, 2 sin A sin B. You will get 2 sin A sin B. So instead of 2 sin A sin B, I can write cos A minus B cos A plus B. So we'll pick up from the question. These are the formulas which we had to explain to you. These are the formulas which I had to explain to you. Now let us see. Let's go back to the question. 2 sin A sin B. 2 sin A sin B is cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. So cos x minus y upon 2 minus x plus y upon 2 minus cos a plus b, x minus y upon 2 plus x plus y upon 2. Okay, upon, it is 2 cos c, 2 cos a cos b, 2 cos a cos b will be plus. So cos x minus y upon 2 plus x plus y upon 2 plus cos a minus b plus cos a minus b, x minus y upon 2 x plus y upon 2. Now let us simplify it. Let us simplify it. What will I get is, what will we get is cos 2 will be your LCM here. It will be x minus y minus x minus y minus cos x minus y plus x plus y upon 2. It will become cos x minus y plus x plus y upon 2 and plus cos x minus y minus x minus y upon 2. In everything cos is coming. So even if somewhere cos minus theta comes, cos minus theta also becomes cos theta only. So it will not matter. But this term x will cancel with this x and minus y will cancel with minus y. Here minus y plus y will cancel and x minus x will cancel. So what do we get? Finally, we get cos minus y because minus 2y upon 2 minus cos x upon cos x plus cos minus y. Is that clear? Now what will happen is that it will become cos y minus cos x because cos minus theta is cos theta only. Cos x plus cos y, and this was equal to sin z, sin square z upon cos square z, sin square z upon cos square z. So sin square z upon cos square z, because it was tan square z. When we said GP, middle term was tan z, so we took the square of that. And this is cos y minus cos x upon cos x plus cos y. Now what we are going to do is we are going to apply componendo and dividendo. That means we will add ones to the both sides and then we subtract one and then we divide. In general what we say is we add denominator to numerator first, then we subtract from numerator denominator and divide the two equation. I'll do it in one step. You read it in 9th. Apply C and D, componendo and dividendo, C and D. So sin square z plus cos square z. Once we add the denominator to numerator and then we subtract from numerator the denominator, sin square z minus cos square z. Similarly on this side we'll add first cos y minus cos x plus cos x plus cos y. and here it will be cos y minus cos x minus cos x minus cos y. So what happens is 1 minus 1 upon sin square z minus cos square z is equal to, now what will happen, cos x will cancel, cos x will cancel, and cos y will cancel. So I will get 2 cos y upon minus 2 cos x. 2 will cancel. Now let us change the sign. Let me take out the minus sign common here. I'll tell you why. Cos square z minus sin square z. I make it like this. And obviously the sign will change here also, because if I have taken minus this side, or I have shifted both from left hand side to right hand side, so signs will change. So it will become cos phi upon cos x. Why I have done this? Because cos 2 theta is cos square theta minus sin square theta. So it will become cos 2z. It will become cos 2z is equal to cos y upon cos x. And what did we have to prove? We had to prove cos x. So let us cross multiply. So cos x will be equal to cos 2z into cos y. This is what we had to prove. This is what we had to prove. Once again, let's go through the question. He said 10x minus y upon 2, 10z, and 10x plus y upon 2 are in GP. He says if they are in GP, prove that cos x is equal to cos y into cos 2z. So what we did was, first of all we said, if they are in GP, then the square of the middle term should be the product of the first and the third term. So 10z whole square will be equal to 10x minus y upon 2, 10x plus y upon 2. Then we converted 10, because answer is in cos, so we converted everything into sine and cos. Like 10z was written sin z upon cos z whole square. Then 10x minus y upon 2 was written sin x minus y upon 2 cos x minus y upon 2. Similarly, 10x plus y upon 2 was written as sin x plus y upon 2 cos x plus y upon 2. Then we multiplied the numerator and denominator by 2, because we know 2 sin a, sin b, and 2 cos a, cos b. 2 sin a, sin b, and 2 cos a, cos b I drove again for you. 2 sin a, sin b, and cos a, cos b. 2 cos a, cos b I drove for you. I drove the formulas for you because we apply cos a plus b, cos a minus b, and once we add them, once we subtract them, we will get the corresponding formula. So cos a minus b minus cos a plus b, that is for sine, and cos a plus b plus cos a minus b is 2 cos c, 2 cos a cos b. We simplify it and we get finally cos y minus cos x upon cos x plus cos y, and on the left hand side I have sin square z upon cos square z. Here I applied componendo and dividendo. Once we add the denominator to numerator, and once we subtract the denominator from numerator and divide the two equations. We did that in one step. Sin square z plus cos square z, adding 1, actually we add 1 to both the sides. We add 1 to both the sides so that denominator adds to numerator, and when we subtract 1, we are doing subtracting the denominator from numerator, and then we divide the two equations, but it is done in one step. Sin square z plus cos square z, sin square z minus cos square z. Similarly, cos y minus cos x plus cos y, and cos y minus cos x minus cos y. The terms get cancelled. Whatever the term we had to cancel, we got cancelled. 1 upon sin square z minus cos square z is equal to 2 cos y upon minus 2 cos x. 2 will cancel. Minus sign we adjusted because sin square z minus cos square z, I wanted to make it cos square z minus sin square z because I can write it as cos 2z. Cos 2z is cos square z minus sin square z. So 1 upon cos 2z and cos y and cos x. Then we cross multiply it. So when we cross multiply it, we got cos x is equal to cos 2z and cos y. That is what we had to prove. Thank you.